Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome again to the Unity Fellowship midweek service. I want to thank you for being a part of our midweek services, and I want to thank you for being a part of the kingdom of God and doing what you do for the kingdom, and just for being a part of His message in the gospel of Christ. I did want to give you a couple of quick reminders that we are in the sanctuary on Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock at Unity Fellowship Church. We invite you to be a part of those services. We're going to continue to stream on Facebook Live on Sunday mornings, so we'll have that available if you can't make it. But we strongly encourage you to come and to be a part of our services, and would really love to see you there to praise and worship with us and to just to enjoy God's Word together as one big family. We're going to continue for now, through this month, to stream our services on Wednesday night on YouTube and on Facebook. But we are going to start in August. We're going to be back in the sanctuary on Wednesday evenings. So again, I invite you to be a part of that, to come in. I can't guarantee that we're going to have the people or the resources to stream it. So, I definitely encourage you to be there and be a part of our Wednesday evening services starting in August. So tonight, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit. As I was doing my devotions again this week, I had, again, these messages are mainly for me, but you get the benefit of hearing what I get to go through as well, and some things that are directed at me, because I think that they're useful for the entire kingdom, and for a lot of folks to be able to understand and to get what I've received as well. And this week, one of the things that was being talked about was the fact of basically a spiritual atrophy. And we have talked before about your physical versus your spiritual, and how a spiritual workout can resemble a physical workout, and there's parallels in all that, right? And so we know that in physical workouts, if we start to get away from those for some reason or another, right? If we have an injury, or we have something that came up and we're just too busy, in our physical lives, that makes it easy for us to come up with an excuse. And don't hate on me right yet, but again, I said this is for me, but you get to hear this as well. But in our physical lives and in our physical workouts, I tend to, make it easy on myself to make excuses and why I can't go on and go further. And the problem with that is then if I don't work out, then the next day I'm like, well, I'll just start back up next week, right? We've all done that. Well, next week comes, and well, I've got a busy week, so maybe we'll get back to it next week. And then the following week comes, it's like, well, I've been out a couple weeks, so it's going to take me some time to get back into it. So I'm really going to need some extra time to get myself geared up and motivated and ready to go again, right? And so it's a pattern that we tend to fall into, and we tend to put upon ourselves. But the problem with that is that by continuing to make those excuses, continuing to find the easy way out, and to not do what we need to do for our physical bodies, then our muscles start to atrophy and deteriorate. Well, let's now take that and move that into the spiritual realm, because it's going to mirror, it's going to parallel, right? If for some reason, we've made it easy on people during this COVID time for the past year and a half, we've made it easy for people to not come to church. We've made it easy to sit back and just turn on Facebook whenever you feel like it, and not really make time for God. And again, I'm speaking to myself a lot here, but I'm also speaking to the church, and to you know who you are. I don't know who you are, but you know who you are. And we've made it too easy on ourselves. And I thank God that He gave us the opportunity to do Facebook Live and things, because we're reaching a wider audience. And when people are sick or not feeling well, they get to stay home and they get to enjoy. But what we've seen, I believe, in churches as a whole across this nation, is we've seen people just starting to not show up at the church building. And they don't come in and they say, well, I can worship from my house. Yeah, you can. And the, it just makes it easy on us to make those excuses and to continue to find another reason why I'm not going to church this morning or whatever. But I truly believe that we need to be together. We need to experience that, because just as in our physical life, if we make excuses and we stop doing some of those things, then our spiritual side gets softer. And you may try to tell me that, well, I study my Bible at home, I sing my praise and worship at home, and I watch the pastor from home. Right, but are you getting together with fellow believers? Because where we get together, the spirit and the faith grows, and it increases, and it's an exponential increase in growth. And when we join together as a congregation, then that increases everybody's faith, that increases everybody's spirit, and it continues to grow us spiritually together. And so I truly believe that by not getting together like that, and by kind of taking it easy at times, then it makes it easy on us to even just relax on other things, right? As soon as we start relaxing on going to the church services, then we're going to start relaxing on reading our Bible and doing our devotions like we need to, or maybe praying every day, because it just makes it easier for one domino to knock down the rest of the dominoes and continue to spiral that way. Keith Green sings a song that I used to sing a long time ago in church camps and other things, and I think this is vitally important in this time. It's create in me a clean heart, O Lord, and renew a right spirit within me. Sometimes we need that spiritual renewal, right? I've talked before about needing some spiritual rest, but rest for just that purpose, and you continue to rest and not be renewed. Rest for the purpose of rest without doing anything else is again, don't hate me here, is laziness. All right, so we can definitely be in a situation where we're resting not for the purpose of renewal. And you'll ask, well, what do you mean for the purpose of renewal? Well, if you're resting for the purpose of renewal, you renew in order to be prepared to take that next step, in order to re-jump back in there and to do things and to get energized in order to take action. But if you're resting just to be resting and then just saying, well, I don't feel like doing anything tomorrow either because I've rested up and I just don't have the energy anymore. That's what happens, right? And that's what happens spiritually to us as well. It happens, whether it be church services or other things, but that's the same thing that we get into, is we get into that habit, we get into that rut of, well, I'm just not feeling it today. And, again, like I said, unfortunately, one thing leads to another, and I believe that that's what we need. We are all part of one body, right? And we may be different members, but we're all part of one body. And if the body can't come together, then it can't be effective and it can't be useful. Okay, so continuing to say, well, I can just worship Jesus from my living room, me and my husband, me and my wife, however you want, where two or more are gathered, you'll hear that too. Anytime we try to make excuses for not coming together, here's the other thing, folks. It is, again, not preaching at you. I'm trying to just have a little bit of a dialogue here that we can understand, because I've been in the same situations before, and that's the easiest way to kind of go off and backslide and to just lose that feeling, that relationship feeling, right? If you just continue to go on that path and continue not giving God your best, okay, that's where I want to go with that. When we come to church, when we carve out time for Him, that's giving God our first fruits of our time. Yeah. But if I'm going to just say, well, Rob posts this on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, but, I can watch it Thursday morning whenever I feel like it. I got other things that, 7 o'clock, that's when Wheel of Fortune comes on. So I can't really miss Wheel of Fortune because I can always watch this later. You need to ask yourself, are you giving God your first fruits? Are you giving him the best of your time? Are you, spiritually exercising, or are you falling into that place where you just say, well, I'm going to let other things take hold and take effect. And once that happens, again, like I said, we'll always find another excuse to put something else in that place. And the more excuses we continue to pile up, the more things that we continue to do, I believe the further our relationship gets from God, and the less we feel spiritually. In order to have an active, discerning, and spirit, right? We need to exercise that spirit. And exercising that spirit and spiritually is not sitting at home doing it from your couch or whatever. And again, I realize that there are people out there that can't make it in, and that's why we're still able to broadcast this. But I truly want you to ask yourself and take inventory. Have I felt the Spirit as strongly as I used to? If I'm sitting at home and on these Wednesday nights, if I'm not giving God my first, if I'm not tuning in at 7 o'clock to watch these broadcasts, and I'm just doing it on my own time and when I feel like it, am I really feeling spiritually what I used to feel? And we've talked about that as part of the power. The people ask why the church has lost its power, because they don't exercise their spirit properly. They don't build up their spirit and make it to where they can do something, because we get complacent, and that's what the world has come to and allowed us to do with all the conveniences that we have, is to become complacent, in our physical lives and in our spiritual lives. And I found myself questioning a few times before. I just don't feel the Spirit like I think I should. And I go back and I take that inventory and I realize, yeah, I didn't get up and pray first thing in the morning because I had several meetings at work. Yeah, I didn't take time to study the Word like I needed to because I just quickly breezed through it so that I could get it done as part of my checklist. That's what's going to keep us from being where we need to be and receiving what we need to receive. So, again, I hope you didn't turn this off, and I hope you're not mad at me. But what we need to do is we need to give God our first fruits. We need to give God our best, and that includes the best of our time and the best of our efforts. Go back, look it up on YouTube if you need to. Keith Green, creating me a clean heart, O Lord. Renew a right spirit within me. That's my prayer today for me and for you, that there would be a right spirit renewed. Renew our spirits, O God, so that we can serve you and draw nearer and closer to you, and that we would enjoy your presence like never before. Allow our spirit to renew so that we are energized and looking for that next opportunity, and can't wait to get back on Wednesday evenings. Can't wait to get there on Sunday mornings. Renew that spirit within us, O Lord. May the Lord bless and keep you. May he shine his face upon you and be gracious to you. May he lift his countenance upon you and give you peace. From Unity Fellowship Church, I wish you blessings. I hope you didn't get mad at me, but I would like to see you on Sunday morning in the sanctuary at 10 a.m. I hope you'll be a part of our service. And thank you so much for stopping by. And feel free to leave us a comment. And God bless you.